So to kick this video off, I go in using my gold comb. I'm combing this hair with the grain. I want to get most of this hair lifted off of the client head. I'm analyzing this client already, and the hair is already giving me a perm/relaxer vibe, but I cut this client 3 to 4 times. I felt this real hair texture, and this is his real hair texture. So in cases of being a barber, sometimes you got to throw away all of your normal steps and throw in your artistry. And at times, you know, that's the best way to approach any haircut. Without further ado, let's lock in, let's focus up. So my second step is to go in with a number 3 guard, completely closed, and I want to cut with the grain. I want to make sure that I possess a super dark look, but at the same time, I want to get a lot of hair down to a desired length. When cutting a client like this, you got to be super mindful that you playing, you know, in an area that you're not used to. You're not cutting this hair all day, every day. You're not cutting super, you know, curly/straight hair clients with super thin spots all over the place. You just gotta take your time. You gotta visualize this thing, and at the end of the day, you gotta trust your hands. That's one thing that we signed up for in barber school. We signed up to impact lives. We are the first form of doctors. We gotta act like it. Then I want to go in with a number 2 guard just to flatten this back area out, all because it's super dense back here. It's more dense in the back than it is on the sides. So one thing I want to do is go in, clear it with a number 2, set in my ball line, and then clear this panel and break in my taper. Next step is to go completely open using my Wall 1919's assisted with a filthy mod blade, using my Andis Masters blade on this because I'm super comfortable with my Masters blade. I want to give myself a whole inch due to the amount of neck room that I'm working with, and I just want to make sure that I clear and create a nice panel. And I'm going to slowly but surely drop my clippers right here. As you guys see me touch the side, I dropped halfway and I'm fully closed now. And as you guys can see, creating a nice transition and getting a clean blend on this client. Then I go in with a number 2 guard completely closed, and I just want to make sure that I can use the hilt on my blade and at the same time create a nice transition and debulk the most of the dark area. As you guys can see, I'm lifting a lot of the hair at the same time, but as that hair lift, I'm taking my clippers off of the head and I'm lifting my clippers straight up in a straight up animation, just because if I dig my clippers in, I'm going to create a drastic bald spot in this super curly/straight hair. I want to make sure that I'm creating a nice transition, but at the same time, you know, playing my part, not overdoing it. I go in completely closed with my 1/16 guard right here, and I'm giving myself about another half of an inch, and I'm gonna slowly but surely open up my lever. As you guys just seen, I'm halfway here, and I'm gonna nudge at it, and as you guys can see, transition is coming together. Just repeat the same steps. Brush one, fade one, stay consistent. Start off close, break it into halfway, and just be real humble in my situation. I'm glad that I'm starting to see it come together. It's coming together like a regular haircut, but we ain't nowhere near there yet. We just applying regular techniques that we do in every other haircut. We making ourselves feel super comfortable making a haircut that's scary to a lot of people. You know, our comfort zone, because this is what we do. This is what we signed up for. So in my world, I'm gonna continuously to hoop like this. my Babeless FXs, give myself about a rainbow shape, and I want to basically break into this side taper about a half or a whole inch. Clear that panel, go in with a 1.5 guard and cut it with the grain and bring it down some, just so I could create a more consistent flow to the hair, while also feathering this area in where the bulk is at and creating a nice transition before I truly break in my taper here, going completely open about a half of an inch. And slowly dropping my lever and basically playing in between that area to create the transition. Doing the same thing to the top of the beard, basically at the bottom of the side taper area, giving myself a whole inch completely open and blending that area out just to create more of a transition. So once I line it all the way up, the beard will flow into the taper, which will flow into the regular haircut up top. It's all consistency. It's all trying to make this work flow. And at the same time, it's all about having fun, assisting it with sauce, flavor, and flair. And just being different, stepping in a different lane. And just, standing on everything that you do behind your check. Confidence is key to everything that we do in life. And when you approach anything with confidence, you can overplay your part. But when you approach it with confidence and knowledge and education, it's impossible to fail. And the objective is just to really notch out a bunch of this taper using my 1/16 guard brush and one in fade, one using a lot of the hilt of my blade, not overplaying that part. And as you guys can see, I'm getting the transition, and not only the transition, I got a nice taper set up for a regular haircut. So I'm gonna repeat the same steps, but it's just sped up way more on this side. I break into my ball line, I go completely open, and then I go in with my 1.5 guard to make it lay down more, and then blend it out with my 1/16. As you guys can see, it come together super quick when you apply a lot of your same steps, and just when you approach it with confidence, like I stated earlier in the video. My next step is I go in using color and a color application brush, because I want to give my client a real full beard look, but also I want to give a natural look and assisting this beard with color, because I can see some holes, I can see some gaps in this beard, and I just want to make sure that everything, looks super clean, everything looks super full, everything looks super pristine. And as you guys can see, it's coming together. Being focused on repeating a lot of the same steps on this side, making sure my beard line is at the same area, but also create nice, clean, prominent lines that I can basically brush the color into those gaps and give him that real nice, clean, solidified beard look. My next step is I go in using some spritz, and I want to make sure I spray the hair. And in any waiver haircut, and this is not a waiver haircut, but in any waiver haircut, you want to go in and you want to clean up them loose hairs up top. This client hair is so curly / straight. It's like he got wiry hair mixed with baby hair, and I just want to make sure that I solidified all of that hair laying down. My next step, I go in with my Babeless FXs, create my verticals of my neckline, and then you're going to see me work my way all the way around the corner using the corner of my blade. Same thing on this side, dropping, doing my vertical bars, and once I get to the top of the ear, I'll convert using the corner of my blade. Then the back of the beard line, all of this is frame out work. All of this work would make me super comfortable. It kind of helped me see, my finishing project a little early. Same thing on this side. I know a lot of people was waiting to see what I do with this front lineup, because it's super crazy, super straight. And I know y'all just, man, how you gonna do it? So I break my way in the middle, work my way all the way to the left, and create my first prominent line on this side. Then I drop to do my vertical bars, clean up my vertical bar area, and make sure that I'm able to achieve a 90-degree angle no matter how thin the hair is. And then now working on my Chicago C, starting from the bottom and working my way initially into the curve. I want to make sure that everything is solidified, everything is asymmetrical, and I just want to make sure that everything is pristine and I'm setting it up for a clean color job. I'm gonna go and tap back in the middle just so I can reset myself, put myself back in my center point, and work my way all the way to the right side without lifting my clipper blade or anything, strictly to the right. Then we did the vertical bar, and then from vertical bar we're doing a Chicago C now, and as you guys can see, we got a pretty clean ghost line on him. And just making sure everything is balanced by always going back to that middle. That middle is your center point. My next step, Beam Team Cordless Compressor and my brother Sean Cut's hair color enhancement card, spraying at a 4 to 5 inch distance radius. I want to make sure that I'm applying color. I want to make sure that this color is superly sticking because I'm doubling up today. I want to show y'all how to really hop in that artistry bag. This is what I do. This is what makes me the most money behind my chair. I'm a 99%. 99% of my clients get color for a reason. They like that pop. They like that pristine look, but they also like that Steve Harvey look. It's all about applying pressure, precision, all in one. And as you guys can see, I'm pumping the fibers from a distance, but at the same time, I'm trying to accommodate it, give it a real full look. I'm basically putting the color on top of the color because no drip basically serves as a waterproof base, seeing that my color is waterproof. So once I put that color down first, I can put fibers on top of it, which will make the hair color last more than 2 to 3 days. It's gonna last actually a whole week and some if properly taken care of by the client. And then I go in and clear and clean up that light spot with color as well. My next step is to use my Barber Magic pencil like women will use for their eyebrows. I just basically go in and I want to conceal this line. I want to get his line up some contrast, give it some life, take it to another level. Making sure I make my way all the way to both sides of the client head, making sure that every line is super thin, super prominent. Then I break my way into using my clippers as my blending brush to blend this contrasted line or concealed line out and let it bounce off of his skin and give a real natural, clean, crispy look. And that's just what it be sometimes. You gotta visualize it. Sometimes you see artists, they draw pictures of people's face and you like, how did you do that? And it's just a part of artistry. This is my part. It's just something different than barbering. My next step is I lean my client back, angle that razor at a 45-degree angle, bring everything back to that lineup, and I'm taking my time. I solidified majority of my line when I was creating the line using my blending brush and using my color when I was putting the color on the beard so I could kind of arc it out already. And then my next step is just to come behind that using my straight razor to really clean it up, really make it prominent, really make it solidified and symmetrical and super, super, super clean. I love doing this because I'm creating my own image. I really feel like an artist opposed to a barber here. When you really working with nothing and you creating something, it's a different lane. You a different individual. And I want y'all to always be focused on that sometimes you will get the unideal client. You will get the client that you have to put a lot of your artistry on, that you can't just put a regular haircut on. And that's my job today. Stretching that skin, angling that razor at a 45-degree angle, applying pressure by any means, and just having fun what I'm doing. I want to be asymmetrical, as I said. I want to be super precise. I want to show my clients up my client would have never thought or never seen. Like, that's my objective. When you get in my chair, I'm trying to break that imagination of any haircut you ever had in your life. I want you to always feel like when you leave in my chair, you got the best haircut, and there's no way for it to get better. It's always been my style. That's always been my stilo. I've always been in this lane. Precision, consistency, it's in the air, dog. just cleaned up a lot of this side right here. I kind of wanted to open this side of the taper up a little bit more because the other side was a little bit more bald. So I wanted to just basically, you know, do some cleanup work and open up this side of the taper a little bit more. So in the imperfect world, we do get these clients that come in at the 4 months looking crazy by the head. But as I stated at the beginning of the video, as barbers, we were the first form of surgeons. It's up to us to change that outcome and impact and save this life. Without further ado, let's lock in. Hashtag TBT in that comment section, hashtag Glacier Gang, hashtag 2020 year to shapeshifters. We in that duffel again and we ain't slowing down for nobody. If you was able to make it through this 16 to 17 minute video, I superly appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, all of that. We've been duffled up this whole year, 2020. Corona ain't stopping nobody over here. We're gonna keep applying pressure. We're gonna keep standing up in their chest. And y'all know I'm gonna give up some of the greatest education y'all ever seen. Without further ado, I appreciate y'all and may God bless.
You in the game now, bro. Let's bring it up now. Look at it now. Okay. How long was that? Yeah. 4 months. Okay, that was 4 months without a haircut, YouTube. Let me know what y'all think about that one in the comment section.